Alright, time for an Amazing Wastieist video. He did like a 100-minute video or something, answering the same old questions again. Well, pretty much the same old, weren't they? Yes, they were pretty much the same old stuff. It really wasn't that bad, but it was kind of boring. I mean, it was boring. It was boring, I mean, see, you can always listen to him, but he is boring. That doesn't make much sense. You can always listen to him, but he's boring. I know, it was me trying to talk, but I couldn't get it out because you didn't turn, you idiot. Yeah, but no, there's a difference. There's a difference between having charisma and then actually saying something useful. So, yes, he has charisma somehow. He's got like that round face or something, or I don't know, the way he projects. I don't know. Maybe it's just like, there's things you watch, like they're going to blow up, like a balloon, like, when you're pumping air into it and you're waiting for it to pop. And so, yeah, you're going to watch it because you're waiting for it to pop. And maybe you're just waiting for it to pop or something. All right, well, that's a whole theory. But anyway, let's just get to your piece of paper and the, stuff he talked about. All right, so we're actually going to talk about his answers to the questions. Wow, an Amazing Wastieist video that'll actually be about the Amazing Wastieist. Amazing. So anyway, he's basically argued that life would lose its charm, if we got rid of that crime thing. If drunk drivers, if we could stop them from ruining people, running over their families and killing all the little kids and stuff and making everybody cry, that would just totally suck. Yeah, that really was lame bullshit. Like, we somehow need serial killers to make our lives interesting. It's just such a silly, stupid, ignorant, dumb fucking thing to say. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we're going to be really bored in the future playing kick-ass video games that have, attachments for our private parts. Which, by the way, why aren't you wearing pants again? Will you just let that go? I mean, there's nobody watching. What's the big deal? Oh, Jesus. No, but it just looks like that thing's pointed at me, okay? You just want to point it somewhere else, please. Oh, God, you're just such an insufferable asshole. All right, well, anyway, enough on that subject, but you get that. I mean, it's just stupid rhetoric. We don't need criminals. We don't need crime. We don't need gluttony. We don't need pigs. We don't need assholes running around to fuck everything up to make life interesting. We can make it damn fucking interesting without assholes. Ugh, it's just such irritating rhetoric. All right, well, anyway, so then there was some part about debating, like the horror of religion, and he was pointing out all the bad stuff in religion, and it just seems so ironic after he just explained how he thinks debauchery is beautiful. Yeah, just more of this stuff, fucking doublespeak in the same goddamn video. He does it all the goddamn time. He says one thing and then he just fucking says something else that's completely the opposite goddamn perspective. So he's ragging on religion because of the horrors it's imposed, and he wants the goddamn horror. So he just doesn't want it in the name of God. He wants debauchery in the name of the Amazing Atheist, not debauchery in the name of God. I mean, it's just fucking bullshit. Yeah, well, you're kind of intense. Calm down. So what does it say next here? Oh, so he did something about pop culture. Well, anyway, but I didn't really understand. I mean, but how culture. He wasn't saying this, so we'll just say it anyway. That culture just basically exaggerates obscurity and popularity. I mean, it gives too much popularity, to things that don't merit it, and then there's too much obscurity for things that merit more notice. And it's just like the way the internet works. I mean, Google's a popularity engine, and YouTube kind of works the same way. Popularity breeds popularity. It's all or nothing kind of game, and it's stupid. Yeah, it's just unfortunate the world works that way, but that's the way it works. I don't remember what his point was, but it was something similar but different. So anyway, then he mentioned Unforgiven as a movie that informed his life, and we thought that was just so fucking lame. Yeah, we did. Because it's like Unforgiven had a great closing scene. I mean, it was just a great closing scene. But the rest of the movie was kind of stupid. I mean, there was a couple of little metaphors in there, analogies, whatever you want to call it. The one with the cut-up face and a couple of little tragedies and blah, blah, blah. But there's really not the kind of movie that informs your life. I mean, it really, Deserve has nothing to do with it. Well, in most cases, Deserve has a hell of a lot to do with it. So, but you know, it's a nice line for a movie, but it's nothing to inform your life. So if he wants to pick a movie to inform his life, he likes Clint Eastwood movies. I mean, The Outlaw Josie Wales, I mean, that's a movie that had a lot more stuff in it. I mean, that really illustrated what humans are made out of. I mean, you kill somebody's wife and kid, and yeah, they're going to be a pissed off motherfucker, and they're going to go do some damage. I mean, that's an informing video, and it was about, in the end, letting it go and just trying to live your life. So, yeah, I mean, that movie kicked ass. So, he liked that movie, so why didn't he use that one to inform his fucking life? And then he said there's like no other movies that do this, and there's a ton of movies. Apocalypse Now, for Christ's sakes. I mean, 10 million stories in there. Yeah, really, how much time we got? Oh, we're rolling, all right. So anyway, full of shit, as usual. All right, so then he said something about how it was some question about cultural construct, and we're just a cultural construct. We're not. But of course we are. We're just programmed fucking machines. Yeah, I mean, we just pointed this out in a video, but yeah, you have your native disposition, you know, what you're born with, your reflexes that you're born with, and then you're exposed to a world, and that world conditions those reflexes further. But you really are controlled by what you're exposed to, so you are a construct. But the good news is out in that culture is lots of little pearls of wisdom. So if you can collect enough of those little wisdom pearls, like evolution and do unto others, or some other little good statement, suffering sucks, and you know, you can tie all that shit together and come up with a pretty good construct of your fucking own. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be what the pop culture is, but yeah, you're certainly dependent on being exposed to enough information to be able to create your own stuff out of those pieces that you're given, or be given the pieces and be able to construct the foundation for them. But yeah, it's an interdependent relationship. All right. Do not appeal to stupid people. Oh yeah, so then he did some part where somebody asked about, you just have a bunch of stupid subscribers, right? I mean, you're just being a dumb fucktard for these idiots. And so of course he did try to defend his subscribers, and they are assholes. I mean, generally speaking, most of his subscribers are jackasses, and you can see it in the questions they ask, and their illiteracy. They're all a bunch of fucktarded teenagers and shit, and they just want somebody to talk about violence and stupidity, because they all want to be violent and stupid, and he doesn't get that. And all he's doing is endorsing that behavior. As much as he says 1 minute one thing, he says the opposite the next minute to satisfy the morons in his fucking audience. Exactly. Like, throw hamburgers out the fucking window. Who you satisfying there, TJ, but the assholes in your audience? So, whatever. So again, he griped about a safe, boring future. You know, because he was asked some question about predicting the future and how predictions are always wrong. So he's right about that. It's hard to predict the future, but if you really work at it, you probably can do some reasonable job. But anyway, let's not do that in this video. How much time we got? All right, we're rolling. 4 more minutes yet. 2 more. Well, 3 more. Yeah, I'll let the other guy talk. Yeah, I mean, the future's going to be boring because we'll be able to make it, we'll take some of the chaos and the crap out of it, and that just offends the hell out of his bullshit sensibilities. I mean, he can't think of anything better to do with his time than have to keep, fixing or fighting messes that don't need to exist, I guess. But I think it's because none of that real life touches him. He likes to watch other people squirm, but I think if he was doing the squirming, he might not have so much appreciation for chaos. So let's see what happens when this country goes to hell. Yeah, as they say, when the rubber meets the road, let's see what happens to his tire. But anyway, all right, so another question was something about heaven, and the fact that, he made a sensible statement like, yeah, well, you're not going to seduce me with some promise of heaven. He didn't really go into detail, but I think it would be good to point out, yes, good to point out that there's no, there's not a lot of penis fun going on in that heaven place. At least the book doesn't talk about any penis fun. So, yeah, it doesn't sound like a place I want to hang out forever. So, eternity in a shithole, yeah, you're not gonna seduce me with that. But you're gonna give me an eternity in hell. Well, that's a little different. Yeah, so that's a little bit more persuasive argument. That's probably why religion relies on it, because yes, eternal torture doesn't sound like much fun. Yeah, so that's all it is. It's a scare tactic, because the candy they're offering is, a candy cane or something on Christmas. You just throw in the garden, it's just junk candy. Who the hell wants that? But the idea of getting, burned forever, oh yeah, that's a little bit persuasive. Alright, so anyway, next was violence to rabbits. I don't know, he made some comment about how, oh yeah, people in the South are violent or something. Oh, now I'm running out of time. People just generally suck when he was a kid, and they were violent and all this horrible stuff. And then he makes videos just endorsing violence. It's just so idiotic. How can you talk about the violence to a little rabbit when you sit there and talk about throwing fucking food out your goddamn window and how great the hamburger tastes because of the suffering? I mean, damn it. It doesn't make any sense, you dumb ass. Alright, so we're just out of time here. Ghosts wear clothes. So that was a good argument. You can't be ghosts because why would they be wearing clothes? 15 seconds. Behave as we behave. The burqa thing, ban the burqa. Well, guess what? They should at least ban it in workplaces and other places. We don't have to sit there and indulge their bullshit. They should have to meet the same standards everybody else does when it comes to dress codes. So that's about all. Thank you very much. Till next time.